When my sister Hannah and I arrived at the airport that morning, she was already in one of her usual moods. Smug, teasing, and a little too confident for someone who had always looked down on me. I had booked us tickets for a family reunion overseas, using the small savings I had scraped together over the past year. She, of course, flew often for work and made sure to remind me of it. "Economy seats," she said with a smirk as we stood in line. "Classic you, Alex, always cutting corners." I smiled politely, not bothering to argue. I had learned long ago that silence bothered her more than any response ever could. At the check-in counter, Hannah handed her ticket to the attendant first. "Business class as usual," she said, tossing her hair back. Then came my turn. I slid my ticket across the counter, and when the attendant's expression shifted slightly, Hannah chuckled. "Don't tell me he booked the wrong flight again," she whispered loudly enough for others to hear. I stayed quiet, watching as the attendant typed something into his computer before looking up with a respectful smile. "Mr. Reynolds," he said, "you've been selected for an upgrade." Hannah laughed out loud. "An upgrade? Him. That's got to be a mistake." The attendant's smile didn't falter. "No mistake, ma'am. Mr. Reynolds' ticket has been flagged for a VIP courtesy upgrade to first class." The look on her face was priceless. Eyes wide, lips parted, disbelief painted across every feature. "First class," she repeated. "Wait, how?" "He's not." But before she could finish, another man approached. A tall, serious-looking man in a dark uniform, a badge on his chest and an air of quiet authority about him. "Mr. Alexander Reynolds?" he asked, his tone formal but respectful. I nodded, my heart thudding just slightly faster. "On behalf of the board, sir, I'd like to thank you again for your contribution. Your seat has been personally arranged." The people around us turned to look. Hannah froze, her mocking smile evaporating. "Contribution," she muttered, her voice small. The man nodded. "Mr. Reynolds' company donated emergency relief funds last month that helped hundreds of displaced families. The airline's partner organization wanted to acknowledge that." For a long second, she didn't move. Then, as I was handed my boarding pass with the new seat number, 1A, she gave an awkward little laugh. "I didn't know about that," she murmured. "You never asked," I said simply. We walked toward security, her silence trailing behind me like a shadow. At the gate, as I prepared to board first, she leaned in and whispered, "Why didn't you tell anyone?" I looked at her, a soft smile tugging at the corner of my mouth. "Because not everything good needs to be announced," I said. As I stepped into the plane, greeted by the polite flight attendants who addressed me by name, I glanced back once. Hannah stood in line with the other passengers, still holding her ticket, her earlier laughter gone, replaced by something else entirely. Respect. Maybe even a little regret. When the seatbelt sign came on and the plane began to ascend, I looked out the window and allowed myself a quiet smile. For once, I didn't need to prove my worth. The world had done it for me.